Hi, welcome to AFTV. I've got Lee and Robbie with me. We're just about to do player ratings. Let's start with...
First of all, let's big up Ben.
Yeah, big up Ben.
Cambodian, Arsenal Cambodia, thanks for sorting me out today, Ben. Thank you very much.
Yeah, very lucky today. I mean, as far as the tickets are concerned, certainly. I live in Cambodia and I run the official Arsenal Supporters Club in Cambodia. So give out a shout to all our boys, because they're all local lads and they're big. They wear the Arsenal shirts like every day of their life.
What time would you have to wake up to watch a game like, say 3 o'clock kickoff or something? What time would it be in Cambodia now?
Yeah, it'd be about 10 o'clock at night, and then the Champions League games are a pain because they can go 3 o'clock in the morning kickoffs, but people do, and they share it all. And in Cambodia, we're not a rich country, and there's a lot of lads, young students, they don't have any money as far as like English standards, but at the same time they love Arsenal and they follow it fanatically and they get behind it. So we're very lucky to have those boys, and this is the whole thing of trying to understand our global brand. And I lived there. I'm a boy from East London. My family go back right away to Dial Square. So from my history, it brings me back to home. But these lads, I spend time teaching them our history.
Wicked.
When I first met Lee, it was through his brother. And Darren.
Tottenham supporter,
Yeah, well, we won't go on about that. But yeah, Darren's a good lad other than his football thing. But at the same time, when I'm looking, you got, back in '89 when we won the league, we all had photos in the North Bank with the trophies. And it turned out that Lee's was about 10 numbers behind mine.
Yeah, it's weird.
So we all connect in different ways.
Wicked. Well, big up the Cambodian Arsenal fans. Let's get into this. Let's start with the ratings. Let's start with Lee's favourite goalkeeper, David Raya, in goal today. What'd you give him?
Didn't do nothing wrong for me. And when he had to make saves, and so I think, and he made a couple of good saves. But nothing wrong with his performance today. Very lucky, if I'll be honest, to be in the sticks. I tried to tell Mikel that from where I was, but at the end of it, I'm not going to let it go. But he done well today. 7 out of 10 for me.
I know what Robbie's going to say. He didn't have much to do today.
He didn't. I mean, the goal, when I look back at the goal in slow motion, it looks like it's kind of close in, but in the stadium, John McGinn actually put his foot through that. I don't think he had any chance with that. So slow motion makes it look like he could have got to it, but I don't think he could have. And then after that, he did not have anything to do, did he? Couple of little half saves. I think there was one save out wide. You've got to get, but we've lost, so you're 6. Yeah.
Ooh, so
6, 7, 7. Yeah.
Because
he did his job. There's nothing he could do with any of the goals.
Okay, we'll go with 7. Let's go to right back. I think the fullback didn't have a great game at all today. Let's start with Ben White, Robbie.
I thought he was very poor today, to be honest. Last few games, Ben White ain't been.
Yeah, correct.
You know what I mean? Just didn't seem involved in the game today, did he? You know what I mean? I think there's one time he made a little overlapping run in the first half, but it was a bit quiet today, not dynamic. It was just kind of just drifted through the game. If I'm being honest, 5.
Sloppy at times. Lee, what do you give?
I didn't think he had much to do defending wise, funny enough. I just felt he was more of his saying.
He didn't have too much to do, but he didn't offer nothing really in attack.
Misplaced some passes.
He didn't exactly that. He didn't offer anything in attack. He got into a couple of positions, and then the cross weren't good enough today. I'm with Robbie. I'm a massive Ben White fan. He's nowhere near at the levels he was last season. I'm going to say that now. 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I think 5. Okay, we've gone 5. Let's go into our centre-back pairing. Let's go to Williams, Saliba, lead judges.
Couple of difficult moments, couple of good moments. I'm going to say that. I think Ollie Watkins calls him. Yeah, I thought his hold-up play was good,
phenomenal,
and did turn him one time out of that. But listen, I thought he done okay. Really defended well. Defensively, he didn't have much to do. It was more about getting on the ball and doing things. 7 out of 10. Listen, it wasn't one of his better games, but I don't think he was tested today as much as probably we all thought he would be.
Robbie?
Yeah, I thought he defended Ollie Watkins. He did get away from him once, but I think it was Gabriel who came in on the cover, or was it vice versa? But I thought he had all right. He didn't really do much wrong, did he? 7.
7's fair. Okay, let me come straight back to you for Gabriel Magalhaes.
And again, I think the same with him. I have to say there's some misplaced passes in the game and things like that, but we can see from the conditions there, it was and it's the same for both teams. But it's so windy and blustery out there that you've got to expect that in a game like this. But yeah, probably 7 as well. There's 2 centre backs were good today.
Yeah. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I'm going to go along with that as well. Like, I don't think like he was tested too much, but what he done okay. There was a couple of little bits of sloppiness in there, but when you've got all the ball all that time, I suppose that's part of it. Like, but defensively wise, I don't think he was that tested today, Gabriel.
No.
That's the annoying thing. But at the end of it, 7 out of 10.
Yeah, fair.
It was fair. Yeah.
Robbie he disagreed with me that I think Zinchenko didn't have a great game today. So I want to come to you. Do you think Zinchenko had a good game?
Average.
Yeah.
I thought there were some good things that he'd done. He looked like he was trying to push things and all that. That just wasn't happening for him. I've got to say that. 6 out of 10 for me. Defensively, I don't think he was weak. I think that there's a little bit of a myth going about that. I thought his defensive side of it was all good today. Tried to get on the ball. Didn't quite happen for him. Like, passes were a little bit short. Didn't quite hit the man on 3 or 4 times. Whether that's conditions or not, I don't know. But it's not weren't his greatest game today. 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
I agree. I didn't think he was terrible. And you've got to remember that he picked up a yellow card very early in the game. So a lot of times when I heard fans going, "Get in there!" You've got to be cautious. You're on a yellow, so you can't just go diving in on tackles. And I thought going forward, he's one of our most creative players. At least he was trying to make things happen. He was trying to get on the ball. You know what I mean?
Do you feel we missed Tomiyasu?
Yeah, I think in games like this, away, I've said it all along, away from home, it's Tomiyasu for me who starts these games. At home, Zinchenko. But I didn't think, sorry, there's something in my head in. I didn't think he was that bad today. I'd probably give him a 6.
Let me get your thoughts.
Certainly much better than Ben White.
Your thoughts as critics, because I saw you not agreeing with a lot of just on Zinchenko and.
Yeah, I mean the problem is Zinchenko's not very good at tackling, and he's quite good at pushing the ball up, but he didn't seem to do that. And without Tomiyasu, the way Tomiyasu and Saka, they've really integrated so well, and without him, it kind of pushed it. We started the game on the left. We really pushed it towards Martinelli, and the problem is Emery knew that, and we were so heavily marked. And without Tomiyasu there, Ben White just was not pushing up, in my opinion. So I'm just like looking at it going, we're pushing it up the left and we're getting heavily defended, and they're defending quite well, Villa, at that spot. And we've got nothing to add on the right because Ben White, he defends okay, but he can't do what Tomiyasu does. And Tomiyasu sort of runs behind him, and they've got this chemistry.
He was doing that last year, but he ain't been doing that enough this year.
Season,
I agree with you.
And when he did, he got offside. But let's go to the man that always, before he steps on the pitch, 7 or 8. It's Declan Rice for you today, Robbie.
The driving force of the team. He picked the ball up. He was driving with it. Everything that was good from Arsenal was coming through him. Yeah. He really is the heartbeat of the team. Certainly definitely doesn't deserve to be on the losing side today, the way he played. And again, it's another 7 out of 10 performance for him.
Yeah, driving for. Listen, I want a few Arsenal players to have a look at his attitude and what he does and all that. I'm saying it now. He today epitomises what everything good about Arsenal Football Club is, and he's only been here for a few months. He's drive, he's never giving up, his will to win things. Even when he did mess up today, he gives away a booking and a foul.
He got his first yellow card.
First yellow card, but does it for the team thing and all that. He did not deserve to be on a losing side today. 7 out of 10 for me. But it wasn't his greatest game today, but I think he was let down by the 3 up front.
Yeah, let's go back to you, Lee, for Kai Havertz.
7 out of 10 for Kai. I think the best things come from him. I thought he put himself about. I loved the bit at the end with Martinez, you know what I mean, because he was getting a bit cocky when he and he left one on in him. I like that. I do. I like all that. I think that's something that listen. He's won a Champions League. He's won things. He knows what don't take liberties. You know what I mean? And I feel at times that Martinez took a few liberties today. And a couple of players weren't going to allow that. If you remember, he had a little square up with Declan Rice. That doesn't happen very often. So that tells you a lot. Yeah. But for me today, I thought he tried to create. He created a fantastic chance for Odegaard. Should be taken in. He gets an assist. So for me, 7 out of 10.
Yeah, Kai Havertz, very good today in my opinion.
I agree with that. It's very good today. Very unlucky to have his goal chalked off as well. That could have got us in it. I've been very, very impressed with Kai Havertz over the last 3-4 games. He's really stepped up to the plate. I think. He's starting to prove a lot of us really, really wrong.
What was it down to?
Really, confidence. You know what I mean? Ever since he scored that winner at Brentford, he's stepped up. At every game, he's looking at one of our main players. He was great in the midfield. I thought today, and Villa have got a very good midfield. We bossed that midfield. We controlled it. It's just up front. When they've got to up front now, you know, like he was very good in there today. And 7, yeah,
you're right. The final ball wasn't the best from Arsenal save. Let's go to our captain Martin Odegaard, Robbie.
Yeah, I'll probably give him a 6 just because of the chances he missed. Because on another day, he had 2 chances in that game. If he converts those chances, we give him a 9.
He normally puts that.
He's so good. He's normally so good with those chances, but I don't know what happened to him today. He just like when he got those chances, he snatched at them. You know what I mean? And that's not very Martin Odegaard. You know what I mean? But he played well. You know what I mean? The 3 of them, as I said, they controlled that midfield. They was controlling the game, but he had a couple of chances. He didn't put him away, so we've got to mark him down for that. 6.
I saw you agreeing with Robbie there.
Yeah, I do. I like the way he wanted the ball today. He took it in areas. I thought he probed, pushed, and he was probably our best midfield player from that point of view. But when you have 2 good chances like that, the first one I'm more critical with because he should have just smashed that in first time. But he had 4 touches, unnecessary. Misses that, and then he has the golden opportunity after Kai Havertz puts him in. Doesn't take that. I'm afraid, you know, look, football is about taking your chances. And
he'll be cursing himself tonight.
Yeah, he will be.
He will, and we know what he's like as a captain. He'll be cursing himself because he knows he should have buried at least one of them chances.
6 out of 10 for me. 6 out of 10.
Let's go to Bukayo Saka, Lee.
The worst game I think I've seen play for a very, very long while. Very, very long while. And I can tell you what, not having the excuse of having 2 up against him as well. Like, he didn't have that today. I love him. I'm very reluctant to give him a 4. So I'm going to give him a 5 because it's Bukayo Saka. But like, you know,
worst performance that you've seen him and you're giving him a 5.
I love him. I love him as a player. I love his attitude. And listen, he always wanted the ball. And when Martinelli came off, I turned around to the fan next to me and I said to him, it should be him coming off. But he's always likely to do something. But he didn't today. I thought he was poor. The front 3 today were poor.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm going to give him a 5. And
I think a 5. I think a 5 is fair because he did try. You know what I mean? He tried and that, but he didn't create enough today. He didn't do enough. And he had a chance as well.
He did.
Was whipped. It wasn't an easy chance. He's whipped over to him. I was expecting to see the back of the net. But I don't know. Am I letting him off the hook by saying? Am I letting off the hook by saying about the conditions because it was awful swirling around in there. No, but I'm just on about our chances.
Okay.
Did that have an effect? I don't know because normally he buries them. But listen, he was average today. 5.
5, interesting. All right. I think he picked up a little injury as well, but he always fights through them. But let's go to the other wing then and come back to you, Robbie, for Gabriel Martinelli.
Martinelli, I would actually give a lower mark. I thought he was very poor today. He didn't beat his man. He just was not very ineffective today, I felt. And I thought this would be the game for him. When I saw the high line that they was playing, I was like, this is a game where he's going to use his pace, get him behind. He got him behind sometimes, but he just didn't do nothing with it when he got it. You know what I mean? There was one time he's got the ball, he's running him through, and then he cuts back. I'm like, just keep going. Yeah. You know, again, just like Lee, I absolutely love the player. He's normally nothing below a 6, 7, but I think today I'm thinking about a 4, you know. No, a 5. I'll give him a 5.
Yeah, I think you have to do the same. You have to either give both because they had 1v1s. I said this to Robbie on the stand. I said they're 1v1. They should relish in this, and they didn't today.
Listen, also in their defence, you know, they did play a high line, but there were times they were making the runs and the ball weren't coming through. There was times they just hesitant to do it.
Overhit.
You know what? That's a very good point.
They was hesitant to do it, like, you know. So I'm thinking, not play the ball through. Kai Havertz went through about 4 times. They've just put him through, and they cut back. And I think at the end of the day, I'm going to give Emery credit for that. He said, like, you know, we'll play the high line because they don't use it. And I think that was it for him there. He had a good chance. He was unlucky that one that was knocked off the line when he got in. I thought he was better than Saka today. Like, I'm not going to make him lower than that. So 5 for me.
Honestly, I thought Martinelli, first half, they defended so heavily on the left side, and he knew that with Emery is clever, and he knew with Tomiyasu out that the way Saka plays is going to be different. And to me, that's what affected both of them. And that's a coaching thing that Arteta should have been one step ahead of as well.
To me, no. I think both of them were poor, right? Yes, a lot of times balls being played in behind were poor quality.
Bad.
Right? But the thing is, right, they did not use the pace that they have in behind enough. I don't think it was a tactical. We exposed that high line time after time, but they just didn't do nothing with it. It weren't good enough, really.
The balls weren't accurate. They were just that bit off, and that's what happened.
It's a lot of that, but when they were accurate, they didn't do nothing with it. So
yeah, okay. Well, I think 5. Okay, 5 for each wing is fair. Let's go to our number 9, Gabriel Jesus Lee.
Gabby. Oh, Gabby.
Oh,
he worked hard. He had a fantastic chance in the second half. If he got his touch right, he didn't take it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He was today that, you know, I watched him on, and I say it on Tuesday night. If it wasn't for him, we don't win that game. Today, he didn't show up. Yeah. That's why we lose this game. That's how important he is to us. He wasn't at his game today. Give credit to Aston Villa. They marked him very, very well. Didn't get a lot of protection from the referee. Didn't do enough for me today, like, you know, and quite rightly taken out of the firing line. 5 out of 10 for me.
I agree. I was talking him up to you before the game, saying how well he's been playing recently. I didn't think he was very good today at all. You know what I mean? Like, there was one time when you're in. Play Saka in, or you have a shot.
Yeah.
He's trying to cut back, every minute, cut back. I know we've seen him do that a lot of times, put people on the floor. But get a bloody shot off, man. You're a striker sometimes. You know what I mean? He was very frustrating today, I thought. And it was no surprise to me when he got taken off. I think out of the front three, he was the worst one.
Wow.
He's lucky to survive a 5, probably, from me. I think he's possibly worse than a 5. I mean, I think he was a very.
We have commended him in the past with those chops.
No, listen.
Through, so it is like
he's been a great player. We've seen him chop down 10 players to the shops and score. But I just felt he was overdoing that today, overplaying in a game that didn't need that. It just needed
a goal score. Yeah, a goal.
What was their one? McGinn sat a guy, boom, clinical, bang. Yeah. That's what he needed to be today, and hence why we were coming out here. And when I'm speaking to fans, everyone's talking about Tony or Osimhen, things like that, because they're like not clinical enough. And I agree with them. Today you weren't.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Yeah, 5. Stick with a 5.
5. Yeah,
5. Stick with 5.
Just
okay.
About.
If you're still here, you're going to want to stay for this. Let's go to the subs. Trossard for you, Lee.
2. Lee. No, I'm disgusted with him today.
He's outrageous.
No, I'm disgusted.
If I kick you in the shin, let's see how long it takes for you to get back up.
Yeah, when I'm 1-0 down, I'll get up and try and I don't roll it. I'm sorry, like, you know what I mean? Like, today he showed weak mentality for me today. I'm really annoyed with him.
He might have been hurt, Lee.
Yeah, but he wasn't when he ran. Watch it back.
All right.
Watch it back.
I'll watch it back.
Sorry, he was on the floor for about 2 minutes. The ref come up to me. He jumped up, and then the ball went out of him. He ran for it, and he was. Oh.
What did he say? 3? He said 3, yeah?
I think it's easy.
2!
Don't make it hurt. 2!
I think it's easy. Yeah, he ain't been kicked today.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If I boot him in the shin.
I remember he showed me that video of that guy who kicked him. You know what I mean? You remember that?
Yeah.
You didn't jump up then, did you?
No, but we was winning.
Yeah, right.
I would have jumped right up, like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
But
2's harsh.
Yeah, but apart from the kicking, he did nothing. No. He came on, he made absolutely no impact on the game whatsoever.
Yeah, he didn't.
So 3. He didn't do anything.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean? I know it's really harsh when it comes to subs because they haven't got a lot of time to do anything. But he made no impact.
Yeah. But that's what we're judging them on the time they're on the field. So we'll stick with 3. Sorry, but it's all right.
Made no impact.
No, that's all right.
Let's go to
Eddie.
Yes.
3. I mean, when Eddie comes on as a substitute, he does not contribute very, very rarely. I don't know his statistics and all that, like, you know, he ran around a bit today, but it's hard to get into the game. I get that, like, you know, but you're looking when you come on as a substitute to make that bit of a difference. It's hard. I'm not criticising all that. He didn't really have a lot to do or a lot of chances, but you know, yeah. Poor old Eddie.
3. Well, listen. When he come on, I said you bet me a 10. I thought he was going to score because this game seemed like.
You owe me a 10.
Yeah, no.
I didn't think he'd score, but I didn't think. Listen, I give him a 5 probably because just because he had no time to really do anything. He came on quite late. Even at the end, when people were getting frustrated with him when he tried to do that header, it was miles over his head. It's just desperation stuff, isn't it? Yeah. So Standard five.
I thought, like I said, I thought he'd relish in the space in behind, but he didn't. Let's go
didn't have enough time really. Maybe should have brought him on a bit earlier.
This one as well. Probably didn't have much time. Reece Nelson.
And the same. He's a standard five. I didn't think he touched the ball, did he?
Let's now mark.
Attending.
Now let's mark the ref today and include VAR in this.
Look, listen, I thought he was a bit of a homer, if I'll be honest. But at the end of it, I'm not going to blame him for our defeat and all that. The VAR, if it's handball, it's handball. I can't say if it was or it wasn't. I don't think he was that bad. I think he booked Shinchenko straight away, and then about 3 minutes later, one of our players brought down exactly the same thing. Nothing happened.
Remember that?
So I remember that. So 6 out of 10, but I don't think he was the reason we didn't win this game. I have to say that.
That's a fair assessment.
It's not the reason we didn't win, but I thought he was inconsistent. You know what I mean? Like you said there, he booked Zinchenko early in the game. He allowed them loads and loads. McGinn was just flying into everything, right? And then he should have given a penalty on Jesus. I thought that was a penalty. He didn't give that. We know they're not going to overturn it. We know what it's like. Your mates on the pitch. It's not going to get overturned. I thought that was a penalty. I'll probably give him a 4.
4. Okay. I'm gonna agree with Rob because he was below average. So I think he was swayed by the fact they're for home fans.
Consistent. I mean, Emi Martinez wasted so much time.
Not a single yellow card.
Didn't get a yellow. Come on, it was beyond a joke. The amount of time that obviously Emi Martinez is just saying to himself, I don't blame him. He's saying I'm going to waste as much time until he gives me a yellow, and he's like, hey, he ain't giving me one. All right, let's keep doing it. Come on, Lee. You were a 6, he's a 4.
I think that's fair.
I'm not going to argue with the big man.
All right, let's finish up before we go to the fans by Mikel Arteta, the penultimate person. Mikel Arteta today.
Well, he was only a couple of seats behind me. He didn't really have a lot to do. I see him eating sandwiches.
Did you say anything to him?
No, I didn't. I spoke to Edu, but not him. So he didn't look very happy. I don't know what he could have done differently today. You hear him more than. I'd be really interested to see what he's got to say. But I'll imagine he's frustrated, just like the rest of us today, because I think at the end of it, we haven't played badly, but we've lost the game. So there'd be a lot of frustration in him today. But I have to say, I think when you look at it today, the substitute, he hasn't really got a lot on there to really change a game, and that's down to him. In the summer, he could have perhaps gone and got somebody else. I don't know, but I don't think you can really blame him today. 7 out of 10 for me.
Also, injuries count to that as well. It's not just what we could have got in the window. We've got a lot of people out.
Probably give him. Listen, we've lost the game, so it's a 6 probably. But like Lee said, there's not a lot he could have done today. I thought the team didn't play badly. I think when they go over the videos and that, there'll be loads of times where there'll be overhit passes and that. Could have done better with the chances that we had. If the game would have finished up 1-1 right after the start that we had, we would have been saying, all right, fair enough. Yeah. But I think he's been slightly. He's let down, too harsh to say, be slightly let down by some players today because they have not taken the chances that were presented to them. We had enough chances in this game to come out of this with at least a point. We should not be walking away from this game on a loss. No way.
Agreed.
But I think the only thing would be he'd be heartened with the performance. At least he'll be able to come in. I mean, City got played absolutely off the park. Yeah. We didn't. It was, you heard that Villa fan, he said, boy, we really rode our luck. They did ride their luck. But we should have got something out of the game.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, to finish up, because I think we'll say a 6. I think you said 6. 6. To finish up the fans.
Yeah, let me give the fans a 10. It's been a cold, wet, at least it's not raining now, and a very, very windy day today. They've come out in their numbers. You heard that guy earlier who works here at Villa. He said that we've been the best fans that have come here this season, the loudest, the best, you know what I mean? So I thought the fans were great today, and what I'm liking about the fans now, we go 1-0 down, they're still behind the team, they're still sticking with the team, they're still believing in the team. So 10.
I'll see it from a different perspective today. I have to say, the Aston Villa fans drowned us out from where we was.
Yeah, well, we're from where you were.
No, I was just saying,
There's about 3,000 of us. There's 37,000 of them.
I get that, but if you let me finish, Julian's right.
Tell him.
Right, But what I was saying, but what was good about it was that I did hear the fans. The one disappointment was there was about a couple of minutes to go. I see a lot of empty seats.
Yeah, to be fair,
I did moan about that.
We did, yeah.
So let me mark it down to like 9 for that.
Yeah, because a lot of them were leaving.
I think, you know, considering what happened at Luton the other day, and you know, we nearly got the goal with that last-minute goal. I thought that was a little bit disappointing from the fans, but you know, listen, I'm not going to knock them all for that, but 9 out of 10. I'll give 8 out of 10 today.
8 out of 10. I have to say you're an absolute disgrace, right? Because for a guy that was sitting in a box, in a box near where to Mikel Arteta was sat, and then speaking to Edu and that, to look away at the common guys over in the corner, you know what I mean, us freezing our balls off, you know what I mean, with the swirling wind whilst you're there getting your prawn sandwiches and a coffee and a bovril and whatever. Better than that, right? And then you trot out half an hour after the game, right? Yeah. Right, you are an absolute disgrace to come and mark those fans down. Imagine you having a go at Trossard.
You're getting marked. Yeah, you get marked down today.
Listen, well said, Rob. I'll take my medicine on that. Like, you know, as it happens, I'm going to be really honest. From where we was, it was all like enclosed. It was very, very nice. I didn't realise the wind was that bad until it was like, you know. So listen, at the end of it, I'm not making that as an excuse, but I'm just saying the fans today, listen. I'm going to say with Aston Villa, Aston Villa is a hostile place, a great atmosphere. Those fans are really rocking. I don't like it when they say you've only seen the Villa and you can go and all that lot. And for our fans to leave in their droves before the final whistle, considering what's happened in the last few games for us, I thought was a little bit harsh.
That's fair. Final words.
Okay, we could have sold all the tickets for the whole stadium, right? The fans that are lucky enough to get the tickets, they're going every game. In my opinion, I used to go there in the 80s, I went there in the 90s, and I was on the away terraces everywhere. In the cold, in the rain, with no cover and nothing else. To me, the fans didn't make enough noise today. Right? The time they make noise is when we're down. And they didn't. And that's when Villa were rising. And to me, I'm looking over at the Arsenal fans where I couldn't get a ticket. We only got in the boxes because I got lucky because one of my best mates knows the sponsors. That's how we got in the boxes today. But I would have cut my arm off 3 days ago to get in the Arsenal fan section. And they did not make enough noise. And I tell you what, we're here to support our team. We're not fans of it, we're supporters. That's what we do. And we support them. And they did not support them loud enough, and they should have done, because these are young lads, and when they're on the pitch they need a lift.
That might be because of the box, because when we were,
I think it's one of them. Loud. Let me just say, I think it's a stadium fee, because you were right over the other side, right?
Yeah.
Like, so,
I agree.
No. So I'll give you an example, right? A lot of times, right? Obviously, the Villa fans were loud, but we couldn't hear them on the outside either. So that it's like, you know, again, sometimes in stadiums the wind and the way sound travels. So I didn't really hear the Villa fans at all. All I heard was the Arsenal fans. So that is a phenomenon that you see sometimes in grounds. The fans were actually very loud today. I do take your point though, that I was moaning about that as well. That at the end, there's a couple of minutes to go, and I see people leaving. I'm like, yo. Luton the other night, and not just Luton, we've had other last-minute winners or late winners, so I was surprised at that.
Just remember, there's a difference between a fan and a supporter, right? And the reality is, everybody is a supporter. We're supporting those young lads that are on the pitch,
100%.
And support is when, if we go 2 down, 3 down, we're there to support them and try to lift them up and try to lift them around and try to turn that game. We're not a fan. We're not a fan of some boy band or some girl band or something. We're supporters. We're there to support.
Well, that's what you've seen that a lot with the connection now. No, we've seen that a lot recently, where Arsenal were getting behind the team even they go down. And
they said with their prawn sandwich in their head.
next to Mikel there in the fanciest box ever.
I'm only joking.
Respect. Well, listen, let us know your ratings on the AFTV Plus app. You know what to do. I say this every week. Let us know, tag us, and we'll see you again very soon. Take care, people. Peace.